What is up, Bomb Squad? Welcome to the Burn Down YouTube channel. Today is an awesome day because my Brushless Silverado fan holder kits are live right now on warperformance.com. So if you already know what these are, you can run over there and grab them before everybody else gets one. But if not, I want to introduce these to you, show you what you're getting when you buy one, what comes to your door shipped, and then I'd like to go over the benefits of a brushless fan and why you need one for your hot rod. Let's check these out. Here's a look at the holder that I designed and make myself right here in Southern California. This is all laser cut, 50-52 aluminum as well. It's done by a company called Fireblast that's local to me. I sit and TIG weld all of these right here on this bench by hand. They are captured on the outside. I TIG weld the edges. I weld this inside and out as well. And then same with the little tabs. I weld the inside as well as the outside on all of those. So this thing is nice and sturdy. That is all welded. And then this center section where the motor's actually held, the motor's held from the back, right? So the motor goes down the front here and comes through, and your hardware captures the motor and pulls it tight. So you have the arm, it has a brake. The bottom portion looks exactly like this is captured. This plate goes over the top, sandwiches everything, and gives you a nice thick structure on all 3 points where the motor is actually mounted. This portion here, everybody always asks me about this portion. So this portion here, I have an example of a motor here. And if we just set it down, obviously this is on the top, this should mount from the back. These are the mounting structures that mount in. You can see where the plug is, and that's going to end up behind this piece. What this is for is when you plug your motor in, you can U it. It takes tension off. You can zip tie it. These are little zip tie holder guys. And then you can run your lead up and over. That keeps your power wires out of the way, out of harm's way, because everything's nice and open on this for flow. And then you just have a little piece here that hangs down, obviously, that you can capture with this piece here. Everybody always wonders, because I didn't want to just have a wire hanging down. I thought that that was kind of not a great idea. And then in making this, I also didn't want to extend this all the way down because I thought that was kind of goofy and it's just a waste of material. So this allows you to kind of U-shape it, zip tie it off here, down the arm, and then you can take it over your battery or wherever you want to attach the power lead to it. If you're wondering what motor it uses, these are Bosch OE motors out of a 2015 to 2018 Silverado, or known good PWM motors. If you do get into the later models, they have a different color plug, and although the shape is the same, I believe it's a LAN, it's not a PWM style motor. I think it's later model stuff. So you want to stick in that window of the part numbers on screen that I showed you. So that's what we recommend you guys use. And a left or right motor will fit in this application. I believe there's a little power variance, but all in all, I don't think you would really notice, and I don't think it's a make or break whichever motor you decide to go with for your application. So now that we've covered the holder, why we have the little hang down guy here and all of that fun stuff, how it's made, I want to move over to the other part of the installation kit, which is mounting and wiring. So this is a specific plug for that motor. These are all crimped and made over at War Performance. We've got your nice wire that's the proper gauge to hold the amperage. It's actually overkill, I'll be honest. It's a little bit larger than what you should have, but we'd rather overdo it on wiring than underdo it. And then you've got the proper hardware that actually threads into the motor, and then like I said, this will go through the front and it'll pull the motor up tight, and then obviously it's a puller motor, your fan is in the bottom. But we've got you all the washers, all the hardware. We include one extra in case you get silly and you drop stuff. If you buy a new fan motor, they don't have threads, holes, they don't have threads in the holes on the motor. Like this one's used, it's already threaded. This is going to come blank. So we've also included a tap, and then even if you bought a used motor, it's a good idea to chase this all the way through and make sure the holes are punched all the way through. So when you install the hardware, nothing goofy happens, you don't break anything off, and it's a nice, clean, simple, easy installation. And then once that's all put together and you're ready to stick it to your shroud, we got you covered with some nice stainless hardware. Again, typically with one extra we try to throw in the package just in case you drop it, lose it, you know, it goes away. You're not stuck dead in the water, so we try to cover you with that as well. So this is a look at the what I'm calling the Brushless Fan Holder Kit. So it comes with everything you see here, and the pricing includes shipping as well. So you get all that, and then the trick is you can either buy a used motor if you go to the junkyard, you go to eBay, wherever you want to find your used motor, you're obviously going to need the blade as well with it. Or you can still get these new on Rock Auto. And again, we'll throw the part numbers up on the screen so you know what you're looking for, but you can still buy these new if you'd like to go that route as well for peace of mind and, you know, your selection. Now that you've had a look at the kit, you've seen everything that we offer, we're going to ship to you so you can take that fan and mount it in your hot rod. Why would somebody do that? Maybe you're asking the question, why would you come up with this? Why go through all the trouble to do it? Well, first and foremost, I'm a DIY guy like majority of the people that sub to my channel and watch the things that I do. And I'm not made of money, and there are certain ways, you know, different ways to skin a cat. So you can get an OE application like I was doing previously, but they come in a plastic shroud and you're cutting it down and you're flinging molten plastic everywhere. And at the end of the day, no matter how good a job you do, if you're cutting plastic down and you're sticking it on a radiator, let's be honest, it usually doesn't look the best. It is function over form, and I understand that, but sometimes you just look at it and you're like, man, that thing works well, I just wish it looked a little better, just fit a little nicer, especially when you're putting a lot of effort into your vehicle. So then you start looking at aftermarket, and they're very proud of their products, and you're going to spend a lot of money. And I would look at those and I'm like, man, I'd really like to have that, but I just can't justify coming out of pocket with that kind of money. So that enters my brushless fan holder. This is a good middle ground option. And then the cool thing about it, because it uses an OE brushless Silverado motor, they're readily available. So you have the option, if you want to be on the cheaper end and you don't mind putting a used part in, you can go to a junkyard, you can go to eBay, and you can get that low mileage fan motor that's been used or whatever, and it'll bolt right in and you're off to the races, right? Maybe you want the peace of mind, you want to go new and you just want everything nice and new. You can get this and a new fan motor from Rock Auto, and you're still in for less money than the big dogs. And the cool thing about using an OE application is it already has all the testing done. Bosch, GM, they've already done it. These things are running around in vehicles all over the United States, and who knows where else these fan motors, you know, what else they're powering. But the service life is there, and everything with them is great, right? So that's, as soon as you plug in an OE application motor, you know that you're getting the benefit of all the testing and all the expense of a big company like GM, you know, because they back their products. So we're just taking a piece of that application and applying it to our hot rodding. So that is why I came up with it. It's a good middle ground option, and then it gives you leverage and coverage. You know, you can go with the used motor. Maybe you're out on the road and the fan goes out, you can grab one because it's readily available. Maybe you're building a new car and you want that new motor so you can Rock Auto it while you're putting your shroud and everything together. You have that option as well. So there's flexibility in the price there, and then we're not beating you up with the shroud, with the holder. So that allows you, you know, to spend the extra money and go to the events and do some fun stuff with that. So let's jump into why you would actually want a brushless motor. That's why I came up with it. Here's the benefits of them. So a brushless motor is more efficient. It's going to take the energy input and it's more efficient with it. So you're going to get more output out of the motor, essentially for the same input, if that makes sense. Old brush motors, we all know this, when you flip them on, they just wham, they spike the power levels, they pull a ton of amps before it gets started because there's a high current load there to get that thing spinning, and they usually start from 0 to 100 like right now. Well, that taxes your electrical system. So the advantage of a brushless motor is it's a PWM setup, so it has a soft start, it has to find its center, and it'll start spinning slow and it ramps up. It also only pulls around 21 amps in our testing, all in on this motor. So this thing wide open, moving a ton of air, is only pulling around 21 amps, which in the grand scheme of things, and in big, you know, big motor applications, electric motor applications, especially for fans and whatnot, that is very low amp draw. So you can have this thing zinging and you're really not taxing your electrical system. So that is completely a pro. And then also you can vary the speed. It's pulse width modulated, so you can run it kind of as hard as you need it to. You can have it come on and just go wide open and bring the temperatures down. It's completely up to you. It's all configurable. At least through Holley is what I run. If you have other software, it has to have a negative PWM output signal, and then you can configure that accordingly. So there's that. The other thing too is the blade design on these. You'll notice on a lot of the fans, the aftermarket ones they sell, the blades are thin. Well, they don't have a lot of what I like to call torque, so they're not designed to pull through a stack. And what I mean by a stack is usually it's not just a radiator. You have a condenser and you have other coolers and then a grill and other things obstructing, you know, your radiator. So you need to be able to move that air across that radiator. So the wider fan blades seem to kind of want to pull more air, and obviously again, this is relying on GM for all the testing, and they have these in OE applications, so you know that they did their due diligence and the things just flat out work. I can attest to that. So there's that. And then last but not least is the form factor and look, right? It is still a functional part, but the fashion is there. It looks a little nicer. I don't remember the last time I looked at a fan tray and went, hey, that looks cool. Typically it doesn't happen. Well, in this instance, it does. It looks good, and it's going to function properly, and it's going to serve you well. So those are my key selling points on this thing. I hope you guys get them. If you do, please post up and tag me. Ask any questions if you have questions on all that stuff. And then look for the video. If you get these, what I'm going to end up doing when the batch goes out, we will QR code these, and I'm going to do an installation video and then kind of how you set up all the PWM settings and stuff for this particular version. So if you have one and you don't find the video, please reach out to me on here. You can reach me at Dane Paul Thompson on Instagram. You can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on the Bomb Squad group. I'm pretty easy to touch and get a hold of. So if you need help kind of with configuration stuff, I should have a video or information for you if you have one and you are confused at all or have questions. So other than that, happy hot rodding. I hope this keeps a lot of hot rods cool. I can't wait to see them in the wild. Thank you guys all for your time, and thank you for your support. This has been amazing. You guys are great. Till next time, I'm out.